is your world. In this situation, we have Mark as a knowledge worker. Mark is using 3 storage locations to store his documents and files: a local storage, a private cloud environment, and an environment of SharePoint. Then we have John as a colleague of Mark, and John is using 2 locations, his local storage and the USB drive. And we have Maria. Maria is using 3 storage locations for her documents: her local storage, a central file share, and a team network folder. So in this environment, we now have Mark faced with a situation that he has to work on an urgent information update with the main question: what, where are, and who has the latest document and files. Now, this is your world, and in this environment today, Mark is not able to retrieve interesting documents that might be available via John or Maria, as Mark has no access to the documents of John or Maria, or he even has no access to the storage locations. So Mark is not able to know if John and Maria have interesting documents for his problem. So the first topic that comes into play with the Noggle client is the library management functionality, which builds on the local storage locations a library of all documents in these locations. So this enables Mark, or the person at hand, to instantly run a full text search request over all documents which are stored in these different locations. So instead of browsing all these 3 different folders or storage locations manually, the Noggle library will run an instant search over all documents at the full text search and present Mark the results on each search subject. The same is done on John's desk and Maria's desk, so they also build their library to run instant search requests for their personal document retrieval. And the collaborative functionality which now comes into play via the managed services of the Noggle network is the managed library sharing functionality. This now allows Maria to secure sharing with selected colleagues. So she can decide with whom she wants to share her library to make their documents retrievable. She will not allow direct access to her documents, but allow searching her library. The same will John do, so John also securely shares his library with dedicated colleagues, and there are for sure other libraries available as a managed functionalities as a secure access. So now, if Mark has access to the Noggle network, Mark can securely connect to the shared libraries of John and Maria. And in this situation now, the search space of Mark is extended so that Mark can instantly search these 3 libraries, which gives him document retrieval functionality over all 8 storage locations. So as a consequence, with using Noggle, he instantly finds knowledge in all 8 scattered storage locations from 3 different people. So this allows Mark to run an instant search over all documents which even are saved on John or Maria's different storage locations. So Mark instantly will know if John or Maria have documents of interest for him. But on top of that, often you have unknown colleagues in the organization, and therefore there's another feature called the document-based expert retrieval. This allows the colleagues to build a Noggle expert profile and upload this into the Noggle network. As a consequence now, Mark is also able to run an expert search on the documents he has found. So he will now drop the documents on the Noggle network, and Noggle will tell him, based on the documents he has found, which experts are also available which have a similar experts based on the documents he has dropped to the network. So in this example, the Noggle managed services will tell that Anna, as a colleague in the organization which is not known by Mark, might be an expert on the topic he is currently looking for. So this is your world, but in the real situation we have for sure the problem that he now can instantly find the documents. That's the first main feature now which can be solved. But in this environment we have the situation that John is away and Maria is away, and also Anna is not known by Mark. So in order to solve that, as John is in a meeting and Maria is on business travel right now, so the challenge is that even if he can now find the documents, how should Mark be able to get the documents if John and Maria is not available? And therefore the next feature comes into play, which is about the messaging services. And the messaging services now allow Mark to directly send a document request message to John and to Maria. So even if they are not on the desk, mainly you always have your mobile device at hand, so we will get an instant message from Mark even in the meeting, where John will see that now, aha, Mark is looking for a document with a special location. So John has not to search for a document, the document is named. So John and Maria only have to decide if they allow Mark now access to the documents. And in addition to that, a contact message can be sent to Anna that Mark is looking for some expertise on the topic, and if Anna wants or is able to help him. So if Anna or Maria or John now decide that in this case he has a special document request now, and Maria says, okay, I can give access to the documents, and she can directly send now the documents instantly to Mark's desk. The same can John do. If John now decides, okay, I can give access to the documents, then he can instantly send the documents to Mark. And now this is an important step in this workflow, as Noggle does not disrupt document access rights. So the final access to documents will only be granted by John or by Maria manually, and the instant messaging services just speeds up the process in the whole workflow here. So, and finally, Anna can decide if she requests now the situation, that if she wants to respond with "How can I help?" answer. And in this situation now, Mark receives instantly 3 answers about the documents he needs, and maybe the help response from Anna as an instant response instantly, even if they are not available. So Mark now has all information at hand he needs for his update without spending much time on searching and without involving John and Maria in the search. The search will all be done via the Noggle network. So this is how it works.